Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about so many new fragrance launches for 2025. I have a pile of PR to unbox. I just got back from Sephora where I ran in to try all of the new perfumes. I sprayed a lot on the blotter cards, sprayed a lot on my arms and hands so I could let them dry down, properly test them. I did not make any purchases just yet, but I have a lot of notes to share. I want to begin with an unboxing. This has been staring me in the face for the last week. I'm so excited to finally try it. This is the new launch from Bond No. 9 New York. It's called New York Chic. This was sent to me complimentary, my very first piece of PR from Bond No. 9. I'm so grateful for them sending this to me complimentary. Of course, I'm going to share my honest thoughts and opinions with you. I feel very honored for the recognition that they reached out with this opportunity. I currently have 2 Bond fragrances in my fragrance collection. They're some of my all-time favorites, Greenwich Village and Tribeca. I bought both of those myself and I absolutely love them. They're some of my very, very favorites. Just in time for Fall Fashion Week, keynotes include Divana, Heliotrope, Tobacco Leaf, Tuberose, Cognac Accord, Patchouli, Tobacco, Carnal Musk, and Mesmerizing Oud. I love the bottle. It's very glam with the gold cap. It looks very expensive. Of course, it's Bond, so we know it is. Oh my goodness. Ooh. There we go. I know I love Tuberose. The rest of the notes, it could kind of go either way, but I am expecting a very fall-forward, deep, cozy, warm, intense fragrance. It's not really similar to the fragrances I've been grabbing lately, but I feel like this could be really different for me in a good way. So let's see. Oh, no, that's really pretty. Ooh, I love it. It's really, really nice. Oh, thank goodness. No, it's really good. Wow, it's not at all what I expected though. Definitely chic, but not overly bold, not too intense. I was afraid with the tobacco leaf and the oud, this was just going to be very, very bold. It's kind of cool. This is more of like a cool girl fragrance. Like it definitely smells elegant and sophisticated, very dressed up, like fashion forward. It's not overly fancy pants. I do get a little tuberose, but it's not overly floral and it's not really overly oudy or tobacco. This immediately reminds me of shopping down Fifth Avenue, running into all of the really high-end luxury department stores like Bergdorf's and Saks, and you're just kind of going from floor to floor looking at all of the fashion. That's kind of what comes to mind whenever I smell this fragrance. It's like the most chic, everyday, could be a signature scent type of fragrance. I have to pull up the notes again because it's very complex and beautiful, but so difficult to describe because it doesn't really sit firmly into one category. I'm not really getting a ton of tobacco or cognac or patchouli or tobacco leaf. It's a little bit of everything. The most important thing is I absolutely love it. I do think it's beautiful for fall, and I'm actually surprised at how wearable and easy to love this fragrance is. I feel like most people who smell this are going to be like, yeah, this smells really good. A very perfumey perfume where it doesn't really smell like one thing, it just sort of smells like fragrance. I'm so excited to actually wear this on my skin and see how it dries down. This would fit perfect on that timeless signature scent list I shared recently. Beautiful. To all of my fellow vanilla lovers, we can rejoice. Fall winter is definitely our season to shine. Of course, vanilla is always in style. It is certainly a note that is not going anywhere anytime soon. It seems like all of the new fragrances, including flankers, are promoting vanilla. This is the new YSL Libre Vanille Couture. It is limited edition, and in case you haven't heard yet, Sephora is now carrying the elevated line of YSL fragrances, including Baby Cat, one of my all-time favorite vanilla suede leather scents. It's described as an ambery gourmand twist on Libre's iconic warm floral signature, a sweet yet bold women's fragrance with diva lavender, orange blossom accord, rich bourbon vanilla caviar, and rum liqueur absolute, creating a long-lasting trail, the most delectable version of Libre. This gold bottle is absolutely stunning. I like how you can still see the juice on the sides. It's a shame that it's limited edition because this is truly the most beautiful out of all of the Libre bottles. Cannot get over this bottle. It looks like a piece of jewelry. Definitely screams holiday. pretty. It's really pretty. It smells very nice. It smells very close to the original. That's why I'm kind of searching, like, is this different? This smells familiar. It smells like Libre. It smells like maybe a richer, more vanilla forward original Libre, or maybe a slightly richer vanilla bean Le Parfum Libre. But definitely still has that Libre DNA. It's not all that far removed from the original. I mean, this bottle is 10 times better. If I were going to purchase a Libre at this moment, I would probably spring for this one. But is it all that different if you already have a few in your collection? Not right now. I mean, not on the blotter card. It smells so much like the original. I love the bottle. And I think the name kind of sells you one thing, but then you smell it and it's too close to the original for my taste. Out of all of them, this might be my #1 favorite, but I wouldn't say I've been the hugest fan of Libre to begin with. So I feel a little bit disappointed, if I'm being honest. I mean, it might be the best one, but if you already have Libre, I mean, I certainly wouldn't recommend rushing out to purchase Mini Couture. Manage your expectations going into this one. It's a nice fragrance, no complaints. But if you already have Le Parfum, if you already have the original, I'm not sure it's different enough to really justify adding it to your collection. It would maybe just be the better option if you were going for Libre for the first time. And here we have another vanilla forward flanker. This is new from Lancome. It's La Vie Belle Vanille Nude in this very pretty kind of Beauty and the Beast inspired packaging, I guess. It's very cute. Described as a floral gourmand fragrance, keynotes include solar jasmine, glazed vanilla, and creamy white musk. It's meant to have exceptional 5-hour intensity and last all day long on the skin. The original La Vie Belle is one of the best-selling women's fragrances of all time, so definitely has a cult following. They've brought out a few different flankers in the last few years, and they're all really nice. I mean, I think they're a very, very consistently great flankers with this line. But let's see how this new vanilla version is. Oh, definitely strong, definitely does have that intensity. Ooh, it's good. I like it. Yeah, this is really nice. Intense vanilla, but not overly sweet. It smells very elegant. A creamy, creamy, wearable vanilla that doesn't leave you smelling like a cupcake. Yeah, that is beautiful. So many times with the floral gourmand fragrance, I end up describing it as kind of like a candied bouquet, where it almost smells like they took a bouquet of flowers and added crystallized sugar or burnt sugar around the rim. Whereas this almost smells like a whipped cream vanilla frosted bouquet. Definitely floral, has a beautiful intense vanilla, a little musky lactonic quality. It's really, really beautiful. This is probably my favorite La Vie Belle. Yes, it is another flanker, but this is not boring at all. It is definitely intense. You can tell right away that it is so different, very different from the original. And yet I still feel like it does have a casual everyday quality. I would say this would be a beautiful every single day fragrance. I cannot get over it. I love this new La Vie Belle. What is it? Vanilla something? Vanille Nude, that's the name of this. It is so beautiful, very wearable. I feel drawn to this fragrance. This is something that I am going to reach for over all of the other fragrances. Like, I'm gonna seek this fragrance out just to wear it. I would put this in the same category as Afternoon Delight by Replica, but more intense and more creamy vanilla. You don't really get the Madeleine quality, but if you liked Afternoon Delight, but maybe you felt like it was too light, it wasn't strong enough for you, I would check out the Vanille Nude La Vie Belle. This is one of the new fragrance launches from Miu Miu. It's called Mutine. When I was at Sephora earlier today, I also tried their new Lychee Rose fragrance, and it was beautiful. I was impressed with the Lychee Rose. very fresh and light. But this, I believe, has vanilla and strawberry, and it came in this really cute box with the mini mic, and there's a little game with cards. We're gonna skip this and go straight into the fragrance. Described as a signature fragrance for a woman with a strong yet carefree spirit, keynotes include wild strawberry, gardenia, brown sugar, and vanilla accord. The bottle is very cute, and this is now the very first Miu Miu fragrance I have in my fragrance collection. So let's try this one out. Whew. Wow. It's very, very sweet, very intense strawberry right away. It's a little bit screechy, a little bit too sweet. That strawberry note is maybe a little too intense, a little bit too artificial, and a bit young for my tastes. I'm kind of hoping and waiting that it will sort of dissipate and I'll be left with the floral notes, the vanilla. I think it's nice. It strikes me as being very young. I think this is a Gen Z targeted fragrance. It's not really meant for me. It's not really my style. I appreciate it. I think it's a very pretty, fun Miu Miu designer fragrance. This feels like it could be part of the Marc Jacobs fragrance family, where it's really sweet, very floral, kind of light and playful, but not a particularly elegant or sophisticated smelling perfume. As it's drying down, it is getting a little bit better. Actually, of the two, I'm surprised because I thought I would gravitate more towards this. Of course, I only smelled it briefly on the blotter card, but I'm kind of thinking back to the Lychee Rose, and even though, it wasn't something that I was like, wow, really blown away by, I think of the two, I would wear the Lychee Rose over this. It's just a little bit too sugary, artificial strawberry for me. Even if the dry down is nice, I'm not sure I would actively spray this or want to wear this because I just have to get through that first part. This is a new Milky fragrance from Commodity. It's called Milk Orchid, and it's a collaboration with the incredibly talented Perfumerism. She does incredible fragrance reviews on TikTok, and she loves milky fragrances. Now, I have to admit, I am not a huge fan of the original Commodity Milk. I don't typically love fragrances that are lactonic. It just doesn't really work on my skin. Sometimes they give me a headache. For whatever reason, I feel like I must have a sensitivity to lactonic notes. However, I think this might be the perfect exception. I did get a slight whiff of it earlier because they sent this bottle in a cute little package that allows you to fill up this little travel spray, and I got a couple whiffs of it, and it didn't smell overly milky. It actually smelled a little bit more like coconut, a little fluffier. I definitely pick up on the coconut and the fig, which I do really like those notes. Yeah, this is so pretty. Emma did an incredible job, just fantastic with this fragrance. It's a little sweet, it's a little bit cozy, musky. I wouldn't necessarily say this is a fall-winter milky fragrance. This actually feels perfect for summertime. Maybe it's the coconut. It smells a little bit tropical. For someone who doesn't typically like anything that's milk related at all, I'm blown away by this. I think this is an incredible new fragrance launch. I also received 2 new launches from the Oudgasm collection from Kayali. This is Oudgasm Milky Musk Oud. That milky note must be really hot and trending. And then this is Oudgasm Chocolate Oud 11. Let's start with Oudgasm Milky Musk Oud 30. This has keynotes of pink pepper, strawberry cream, incense, suede santal, white musk, and silver oud. I don't think I've ever heard of silver musk before. I'm not sure how it differs from regular musk, so I'm excited. And I like that these notes seem sort of different, like strawberry cream. It's different. It's definitely different. Wow. No, this isn't for me. It's weird. It's so surprising because it's so interesting. I mean, I'm sort of curious. Yeah, when you first spritz it, it just smells so kind of disjointed. The strawberry cream and the suede and the oud, it doesn't feel like it belongs in the same fragrance. Now that it's drying down, I'm definitely getting more musk, more oud. The strawberry isn't as intense. Maybe it's a pink pepper note right away. I'm not sure. I like suede. I like oud, but I definitely like suede in fragrances. I like musk. I don't think this one is for me. I do really enjoy the vanilla oud. I really like the rose oud is good. The cafe oud. The rest of the Oudgasm collection I really, really enjoy. I think the vanilla is my favorite and the cafe. I'm not a huge fan of this. It's not bad. It just doesn't really feel like it makes sense. Kind of feels like they took inspiration from all of those really sugary sweet fragrances that they launched, and then they tried to kind of mix that in with the Oudgasm collection, but I feel like they are just so different, and you don't need to make a musky oud fragrance also gourmand. You're not going to please everyone. Kind of feels like they tried to make everybody happy, the gourmand lovers, the vanilla lovers, the oud lovers. It's not bad, and it's getting better and better as it dries down, but I still feel like the strawberry cream, the musk, and the oud just doesn't smell the way I would want to smell. And this is Oudgasm Chocolate Oud 11. Keynotes include caramel apple, spiced rum, velvet orris, incense, dark cocoa, and chocolate oud. Full disclosure, I don't typically love chocolatey fragrances. I find that chocolate, as delicious as it is, I like chocolate with my dessert. I don't really like chocolate in my fragrance because it ends up smelling a little bit dirty and earthy on my skin. Like chocolate as a fragrance note just doesn't translate all that well, in my opinion. Ooh, now this is nice. This is beautiful because I'm getting a lot of that caramel apple, spiced rum, the incense. This is much better. This is definitely more my speed. And of the two, I probably would have guessed that, even though I don't like milky fragrances, I would have guessed that the Milky Musk would have been more up my alley than the chocolate. Because I'm not really getting chocolate, not yet. I'm just getting that caramel apple. This smells luxurious. It smells like the holidays, kind of giving Ojan by Parfum de Marly vibes right away, which I absolutely love. This smells decadent. This smells rich. Yeah, this is really good. Okay, this one I absolutely love. Completely unexpected. Getting a ton of chocolate, and perhaps I'm totally off here, and chocolate oud isn't meant to smell like literal chocolate. Maybe it's like a different type of oud that I'm not familiar with. But yeah, this is very, very beautiful. I love it. This one I think I really, really love. In fact, I'm so shocked. I feel like this might be my favorite out of the entire Oudgasm collection. I love that incense. It kind of smells like cinnamon. I don't know if it's the spiced rum. It's very, very pretty. If you like an Angel Share by Kilian, that style of fragrance, I think you'll really enjoy Chocolate Oudgasm. Speaking of Kilian Angel Share, this leads perfectly into On the Rocks, which I was able to try earlier in store at Sephora. I want to quickly share my thoughts. Even though I did not purchase, this is one that I may go back to pick up the travel spray. When I tried it on my skin, as it dried down in store, it was very intense orange, very citrus forward. I liked it, but I just sort of knew right away that it wasn't for me. And then as it continued to dry down, and now hours later, this is now probably 5 hours on my skin. I still smell it. It's going strong and it's very beautiful. A little bit lighter, a little bit more fresh, which I don't know if that was the purpose of doing On the Rocks. Maybe it's meant to be a little bit more diluted. I'm not sure. Leans more unisex. I wouldn't say this is an incredibly feminine, powerful, confidence boosting type of fragrance, but I do think it is very beautiful. Now that it's completely dried down on the skin, I think it's gorgeous. I don't know if it's something that I would really reach for because I kind of have to go through that initial period where I don't really love the fragrance. It's not bad. It's not a bad fragrance. It's very nice, pleasant, but it's not the way I want to smell until like an hour later once it's fully dried down on the skin. The new LoveShackFancy Vanilla fragrance, it's very beautiful. It's very creamy, kind of coconut cream vanilla. It's so light. Oh my goodness. I can barely smell it. Now, it's very faint as it is, and I've tried so many bold fragrances, so I wouldn't expect to really pick it up on the nose now. But even when I initially sprayed it on the blotter, I could barely smell it. When I sprayed it on my arm, I could barely smell it. Feel like it's one of their lightest fragrances. The body sprays probably have the same projection as the Eau de Parfum. So as much as I really like it, this is another one that I may end up going back to pick up the travel spray because maybe I didn't spray enough on the arm. I do really like the way it smells, so I kind of like to live with it for a few days, you know, get to know the fragrance a little bit more before I count it out. But it is very gorgeous. I also tried the new Phlur Cherry Stem on my hand. This is barely there as well. I washed my hands a lot. I wouldn't complain about the longevity. Maybe it's not the longest lasting fragrance. It's very nice. It's very straightforward cherry. I like that they didn't try to overcomplicate things. It's not too smoky. It's not too artificial or medicinal. It's not too sweet. They just kind of stuck with delicious cherry. That's the only thing that you really smell whenever you smell it. But I think that's a good thing. I would say if you're not kind of sick of cherry fragrances, because I know for a while the cherry note was the most popular, you might already have enough cherry fragrances in your collection. It's very nice. It's a beautiful cherry forward fragrance, but it's pretty simple. It's not going to knock your socks off. It's not overly complex. It's very straightforward, yummy cherry. That's it. So if that's the style of fragrance that you're looking for, if maybe you don't have a lot of cherry fragrances in your collection, then it's worth checking out. Otherwise, if you already have some of the other cherries, I kind of think it's worth skipping. And that completes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed hearing my thoughts and opinions on new fragrance launches. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. I love reading through all of your recommendations. So if you've tried any new launches that really stood out to you, drop me any recommendations in the comment section. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be tagged directly to the video and listed down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.